Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona, ready to share some of my thoughts and opinions on some of your questions. I'm always excited to take a look and see what's happening. And I want to let you know on, September the 20th and 21st, I will be in Carson City, Nevada at the Carson City Mint. There's a coin show that is at the Carson City Mint. Like, how cool is that? I'm super excited to be there. And then, of course, join us in January for the Tucson Coin Show. The Western states, they welcome you and can't wait to have you. Now, on to the show. Let's get going here. All right, here we go. Laguna says, hey Ben, watched your lots of videos, decided to subscribe to your channel. Don't know why it took me so long. Love the Libertads, Maple Leaves. All right, so you don't have to subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. I do like having subscribers. It does help the algorithm. The whole point about all of this is if you've seen any of the videos and you are just enjoying what we do as far as content creation goes, if you've learned anything about coins or coin collecting, just give me the finger, right? Give me the thumbs up because it helps the algorithm. And this is important only because there are people out there the same as you who are trying to find good coin content, and there's a lot of garbage out there. Can we just say that out loud? Lots of garbage. And so the algorithm only reacts to you guys. It's not by like some force of will. And thankfully, it's not pay for exactly yet. I mean, there's still sponsorships, but it's not quite nefarious as some of those other social media platforms have become. So hit the like button when you watch a video, please. That'd be awesome. Okay, Gold and Silver Junkie. I got scammed on Facebook for 500 bucks once. The scammers play in groups of a few to look like people who are buying and selling. You know, it's funny. Actually, I'm very sorry that you lost $500. I'm not going to laugh at you. That's not the funny part. On our YouTube channel, when you see comments, all of a sudden be like, I'm so glad I finally learned how to invest and da-da-da-da-da. And there'll be like 29 responses. Stevie Wonder, he helped me the best. And then I can't believe. And it's really amazing to me when their AI doesn't pick up on this and just delete it right away. But that playing in groups, like by having 29 responses, makes it kind of feel legitimate to people. And so for those of you who are out there in the coin world, this was a video that we were talking about FBI warnings and trying not to get scammed by stuff. There's a lot of scams out there. And just, you know, at the end of the day, just go with what you know. So if you know, just you have a safe environment to go deal in coins, whether it's like at your coin club or your local shop, you know, eBay is relatively safe. I just tell people if you're new to coins, be careful on eBay. But anything else that doesn't have some type of right of return, and I mean like a legit right of return, like that's why eBay is safe. I mean, the reality is that they protect buyers pretty well. But it's everything else out there, though, where they say, oh, yeah, you have a right to return it after you give me my money and all that stuff. All right, next up. So I did a video on a really cool device that is a counterfeit detector, but it's 100 plus years old, and it was made in Ohio. And so Silver Drill Pickle says, why do all the cool gadgets come from Middle America, from Ohio? Well, I mean, the reality was you've heard of the term the Rust Belt, and so people think about cars, you know, cars being made, you know, in a certain time period. But the reality is that Ohio was a huge manufacturing center, as were some other parts of the upper Midwest back in the 1800s. And so well into the 1900s, of course, as well. But when you start looking at older metal objects that were manufactured somewhere, lots of them were manufactured in Ohio. One of my old coin counters from the 40s is from Watertown, Wisconsin. So you saw a lot of stuff like that. I've got an old street sign over there. It was from Chicago, manufactured in Chicago, probably in the early 1900s. So the upper Midwest was huge on manufacturing for a long, long time. So the Rust Belt isn't just about cars. There's a whole lot of stuff. And a lot of you guys know, you know, just talk to your old family, you know, your crazy old uncle or your grandpa Willie. They go way back, and they've got all the stories about, well, back in my day, it used to be very different, you know, and so they had a lot of very different experiences, and the upper Midwest has a lot of manufacturing, had a lot of manufacturing. Here we go. Brendan Carney, Oh, so cool AF. Well, you know, anytime you can talk about the Air Force, we will. I've never watched so many videos. Love your channel. Can't wait to visit you in the crew one day. All right, so for anyone who's planning a trip to Tucson, let me know if you're going to be in town and when you're going to be in town. You can just email the store or call staff at oldpueblocoin.com is the email, but our phone number's on the website. Just so I'd like to meet people when they come through town. I know some of you can only come in at a certain time. I'm in and out of the shop depending on what's happening. The crew here is awesome. They'll take good care of you. And if you want to go to shows, I will try to post. If you are a subscriber, this is where subscribing makes a little bit of difference. Occasionally I will post on the channel, and you should see a post that goes on the channel, hopefully, where I'm going to be and when I'm going to be there. You can also sign up for, we have a newsletter we send out monthly, annually, whatever it is, our monthly annual newsletter, an email that we send out that you can sign up for that talks about what shows I'm going to be at. So like I was saying, also here we talk about them because I don't make all of the shows. I can't be everywhere at once. I'd love to though. But if you ever get out west, we do a lot of shows out west, and I always hope to try to get to the Midwest at least once a year. And going to be at Baltimore in November also. I didn't mention that at the beginning of the show. And that'll be a nice time to meet anyone on the East Coast. Love to meet you at Baltimore in November. All right, here we go. John, it wouldn't be a Coin Geek video without Ben sounding like a kid giving an oral book report. Love you, man, but seriously, you can do more than one take. All right, so the secret is out. I do usually just do one take on a video, generally speaking, and we tend to not edit out the flaws and foibles that I have. They're there for everyone to see. I think the authenticity is good. I think people appreciate that. And I could be more polished is correct. Sometimes I get a little excited, a little excitable, and there's the ums and ahs and the hemming and hawing, and I'm sorry. If I slow down, remember to breathe, sometimes I can speak in a way that's a little bit more normal without getting too distressed. The kid at the oral book report. This is probably one of the best comments of all time. You get a gold star, sir. That's just fantastic. All right. And sweet coins, dude. Ben the Coin Geek question. Not so much about the authenticity, but the question about conservation. If that's the word that you have you done any videos? I have done videos on conservation and how it's turned out. Does anybody here have any recommendations of which coin trading service provides the best conservation or renovation is the word that he uses for coins? I would be interested with your thoughts. I've got 2 coins in Liberty Cap halves that need some love. All right, so for conservation or restoration or renovation, hopefully maybe renovation is the wrong word to use. You know, what you can do is you can send coins into either PCGS or NGC and use one of their conservation platforms where they will dutifully remove gunk from the surface of your coins as best they can. Now, here's a couple of caveats to that. One is that you have to kind of have an idea of what's underneath the surface beneath the gunk, because what happens sometimes is they remove the gunk and the coin was previously cleaned already, and so the coin comes out super bright and shiny, and then we might blame NGC or PCGS for cleaning the coin and the coin having a cleaned look. Well, if underneath that surface of environmental damage or whatever it's called, you might have a problem already, right? So there's that. Now, if you have a coin that you know is just a nice, brilliant, uncirculated coin, or maybe it's a proof coin that has a few spots that are really light spots and they're not into the metal, oftentimes they can remove that stuff successfully, and it's worth doing because it's not cleaning coins, it's preserving the coins. The reality is that a lot of that stuff that is on the surface of the coin will continue to grow and damage the coin. Think of mold that has a chance to continue to fester instead of being able to be treated. That's what's on the surface of your coin sometimes, and sometimes it has to stop. I have had, from my opinion on this, is I've had better luck with conservation at NGC than I have at PCGS. Annex and CAC do not offer this, but I would tell you that that's been my experience. Now, I have had coins conserved at PCGS that turned out just fine. So this is a little bit more of a gut check than an actual tactical methodology. I didn't follow the whole thing through to figure out which one's the best, but I would tell you that I think I've had a little bit better luck with NGC's conservation. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed the book report. Have a great week. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.